Okay, so welcome to the session, and once again, the topic is doctoral research toolbox chat with Professor Kalam, who is also EIT doctorate supervisor. All right, so at this very moment, I will then hand things over to Professor Kalam. Thanks very much and welcome.
Thank you very much, Barry. Can you hear me all right? And can everyone see the slide?
Yes.
Good. Right, that's me. I don't want to talk too much about myself, but I've got quite a bit of experience. I've been working in the field for more than 50 years. So you can understand that. Thank you very much, Siraj, for responding. So you can see that I, unlike you, know that we have got our PhD, etc., in the olden times. And now I'm trying to promote a new program, which is a DEng program. And I've got all these professional activities as well as my educational qualifications, publications, etc. But interesting thing is that I have got 6 students who are doing work under my supervision at EIT, and they are all DEng students. And I must admit that I've got about 15 in another institution, but the DEng students that we have at EIT are top class. I believe that they're better than my PhD students. My agenda, I've got 6 topics to cover. I'll not try and go fast. I'll make it slow because it's a lot of slides that is it's docketing type, and therefore you will find that there are a lot of materials, but you will get a copy of this presentation, and you can always go back, and I might skip some of them. My first thing is that which institution should you go for your higher degree? And that's a very interesting observation. And I have found that students do not go to the institution which is the top-notch institution. They go to where the top-notch supervisors are. And to give you an example, and I don't want to harp my own sort of a tune, and I don't want to promote myself, but I just want to tell you that students in Australia leave the best institution that they've got the undergraduate qualification from and come to my institution to do PhD and DEng under my supervision. So what they're looking at is the record of the supervisor. They're not interested in in which institution they go to. They're more interested in who is going to supervise them. And right in the beginning, I have to tell you that EIT has made a commitment that they will get the best supervisor in the world to supervise you. That is a very important thing. A supervisor with experience, with education, with the skill, with all the methods that's required for you to be successful within the allocated time. A supervisor who believes very strongly that your time is very valuable and you want to finish your qualification also quickly, but also come up with a realistic type of value. This is my graph, and this is from Google Scholar. Now, some of you might know what this is. That shows that I have more than 5,000 citations for my work. My H index is 34 and my I-10 index is 103. H index is normally used to show the popularity of a person. H index of above 30 is very good. Above 40 is excellent. The I-10 index of 103 means it's outstanding work. There are 2 different categories. One is through what we call Google Scholar, and this is H index is from scopus. So if you look carefully, this is the H index of every scientist around the world. And this shows how productive that scientist is. This could be very deceptive. If you look at this, a score of 1 means that you have one paper that has been cited more than once. A score of 10 means you have 10 papers that have been cited more than 10 times. And it turns out that 50% of the scientist citations is there are only 1% of the scientists who has got above 50% citation. So a very small group of people are in that elite group where the H index is above 50. And mine, as you see, is around here. So over there, if you look at it, it is just hovering around 1%. Naturally, if you have been working long, your H index is going to be high, and that keeps on compounding. So age does take into account, But there is a, a dramatic difference between the most productive and least productive scientists. And naturally, if I was you, I would go for the most productive one rather than the least productive one. The higher H index, the more in demand this person will be from others. So sometimes they might not be able to help you as much as you think they can. They're very much in demand. Now, other things that you should know is that how much funding has this person got? Is the data that they're using more? And is it better? Is it good quality data that they're using? Are other people interested in working under this person's supervision? How is the professor? Is he likely to work with you? What is the location of the institution? In EIT, you've got one very big advantage. You don't have to be in our main campus in Australia, which is in Perth, or in Melbourne. You can be, if you wanted to be on campus, there is campus in South Africa, we've got in England, in other places. But remember one thing, in EIT, one of the best things we have is online. You don't have to be physically present. You could be in Timbuktu and still doing this program. You must be very careful. You understand what are the responsibilities you have in your life at this time. Do you have spouse? Do you have kids? The reason is that you should speak to your spouse in particular and find out whether she or he is happy, your partner is happy for you to take up this journey. I call it a journey. A journey might be between 3 to 4 years' time. Naturally, at that time, if you have kids, then they might find that you do not have too much time for them. The other thing is that as most of the students that we have are adult and mature students, how much debt do they have? Can you meet these obligations if you're going for a DEng program? Because the scholarship might not be enough for you to survive. The other thing is that how optimistic are you about your future? Sometimes, and I've had students who work in industry, they work in weekends and evenings. Can you afford or do you want to work in weekends and evening? I keep on saying that 7 days in a week is not enough. You have to work 20 days in a week. Now, people think I'm crazy saying that, but I mean that your efficiency should be such that in 7 days you do 20 days work. Do you have a good story to explain? Why are you doing research? Why are you doing this? Why you're making a life miserable for everyone around you, your family, everyone. Remember, DEng is not at all getting an undergraduate or a master's degree. My friend, it is not a job also. In some research groups, it feels like working for your family. In others, it feels like being ruled by a cruel dictator. That supervisor might be the cruel dictator. People succeed and fail in warm climates and cold climates. It doesn't have to be that, that everyone fails in cold climate or everyone fails in warm climate. There is success as well as failures. One thing I can definitely say, this is an apprenticeship. They are different for different people in other places. The process can be straightforward for some candidates. To be very frank with you, I finished my doctorate program in 2 years, others three, others four. I know in England, when I was doing my doctoral program, there were students who were there for 7, 8 years. You would be surprised if I told you most of the English students take more time to write their thesis than their counterpart who come from other part of the world. So one thing is for sure, you're in for a long haul. Okay. And if you don't do your part, you might not be able to complete your journey. If you are in for money, you think that after getting a doctoral qualifications, you will earn money. I have not been able to earn money myself. I don't know where is that money. I do know that in industry, you may not get enough increase in salary after doing a PhD. You may not get any, as a matter of fact. But then the question is, why do you want to do this? If it is for money, I think it's a wrong choice. You can earn money without doing this program. But if it's for personal gratification, it is for your personality, to build up your personality. And the most important thing, are you passionate? Because after doing this doctoral degree, you can then supervise others in this field, especially in the research area. Remember that there could be a lot of disappointment because you're spending a lot of time and you may not get anything coming out. But there's no doubt about it. You will learn new skills. You will learn how to speed read. I don't know whether you can understand or not, but I read 200 pages in 2.5 hours. You learn how to do literature searches. You learn how to do effective presentation. You learn how to do data processing, programming, lab work, social skills, research intuition, tactics, strategies, and etc., etc., etc. Work ethics and getting things done are very critical. Most importantly, completing a DEng can be easier than you expect in some respects, and for some it might be harder. You may need to regularly scan the horizon, but most DEng students don't do this. You need to complete a dissertation and you have to follow the following step. First thing is that you do what you are told. That means you establish your basic competence. Understand what has been done before in a particular field and what is the new thing that you want to do. So understand what is desired. You have to come with something new. Either it's a new software, it's a new development, it's a new experiment, it's a new, you know, technique, it's a new methodology, something new that no one has ever thought about it before. And that is what makes it very interesting. So, so what do you require to do this? First of all, you need advisors or supervisors, as we call them in Australia. In other part of the world, they call them advisors. And you talk to them about these new ideas. Remember, and the new ideas that you may have come up with may be different than that of your advisor. If you succeed, your path will probably not be straight. But remember, you learn a lot from your mistakes. You will learn a lot from the changes in the course. You will actively be looking for opportunities. You will be creating opportunities. And remember, the dissertation that you'll be writing, that will point out new opportunities. There will be a lot of guesses that you'll do. Many of these will be wrong, but you have to deal with it strategically. And that is a major part. And that is the part which will make you successful. So you have to play with your strength and mask your weaknesses wherever possible. Learn from your mistakes, save partial results, choose your battles wisely, and most importantly, be creative. Your difficulties can be blamed on others justifiably, as so in many cases. But very rarely, this is a very valuable thing to do. Avoid problems. Remember that your advisor has the power to make you fail. I used to say when I was a student myself that advisor comes next to God. How important the advisor in that 3 to 4 years journey that you will be in. Your advisor does not have to make you succeed because you are the one who will make yourself succeed. You must do your homework. Figure out what the homework is going to be because you will be meeting the supervisor every 2 or so weeks. Understand that after the first year, the DEng is going to become the research part. So there you ensure that you're committed to research. Therefore, this is quite different than teaching. Remember, research is very challenging. And one thing which is very interesting, 99% of your idea could be wrong. Be prepared to feel stupid constantly. Expect to get stuck many times. Remember, to succeed in a graduate school, you must embrace your stupidity and ignorance. So, the importance of stupidity in research is very important. How do you look for the area of specialization? And there are many things that you can consider. First, as I told you, is passion. Are you passionate enough to do it? What is the topic that you are interested in? But consider how much other people care about it. The availability of robust and helpful advisors and colleagues, and the prevalence of open and doable problems in the area is always helpful. Remember, you will get stuck. So it's essential to have good colleagues, and it's good that you can help each other out. We have got in EIT, we have more than 25 students doing their DEng program, and each of them can contact with each other. So that way the collegiality is retained. Research often works best when you are working in collaborative manner. I always find it. You can't be a Superman working yourself in one corner of the room and isolate yourself from everyone. Because the more you talk to people, the more you learn from them, and the more they learn from you. So be careful, especially the area that you are. That area could be trendy or what we call sexy, but they may become less trendy later on. Trendy topics also tend to attract a lot of attention and talent. So, therefore, that trendy area could be very competitive. When doing a research, it's often tempting to read all the background papers and material before starting work. And you will find, and when I was doing my own program, I will tell you, I searched for more than 1,000 publications and I had three stack. One was the useful for my PhD, the other one was maybe, and the third one was rubbish. The rubbish stack was this big, and the useful one was this much. So you might not get too many things, but that little bit is very useful. Remember to keep them because that is going to help you to write your literature searches. And you have to have a critical analysis of the publication that has happened. So you need to build up that background. And that is not only by reading, but by working on minor problems. In most cases, you're going to find revolutionary new results. Nor should you expect to. It is far too easy to romanticize research and then get painfully disappointed when your results are modest. Of course, you can aim to find big results and to solve big problems, but know that new knowledge progresses in baby steps, and DEng is just that, a baby step towards something hopefully greater. It doesn't need to be anything more, and you don't need to stress yourself out trying to make it more than that. So, the choice of the supervisor. This is where you have to be very careful. First of all, you have to work with the supervisor. I told you, I don't want to create a problem, but I can tell you, supervisor is second to God. Make sure you choose someone you can work with. Make sure that you have got someone has a best interest of you at his heart. You will find the supervisor will be your closest friend. You may meet a friend whose parents are both university professors. The parents know the ins and outs of the field and can give your friend excellent advice. Your friend is trained to come prepared with several topics they might like to work on and interviewed potential supervisors, finally choosing one underestimated by most students and having a few supervisors. Your friend can finish in record time and get extraordinary support from the supervisors. Sometimes they go out of their way to support other students. Your friend may have had access to the supervisor and their library 24/7. On the other hand, the supervisor you want may not be available. You may find that, right, that the supervisor is not available and you know nothing about, or who may gradually discover knows less about the field you're working in than he did, and can be a misogynic bully to boot. The only person who may have completed a DEng with him can say that he did it despite him. To make a long story short, you need to get up the nerve to change supervisor. If you don't like the supervisor, change it, man. Go and put a form. That's all you have to do. Go and speak to your coordinator. That's all you have to do and change it. Because if you can't work with someone, there's no point in having that person. It's constant problem. And you may fear that that student who didn't get well with the supervisor finished in 21 years, forget about 2 or 3 years. And his ego was very much battered. Just to remember, change is not meant to be your magnum opus. It is just your journeyman's papers. And you do not have to limit yourself for the rest of your career to what you did in your DA job. This is just a license for you to be conducting research. The next topic I want to talk about is my advice to you. First of all, don't do any formalities, please. Dive straight into it. You know that when you want to learn swimming, they always take you to the deep end and just push you in. That's the best way of learning swimming. You can't do it anymore, but in the olden days, we used to do that. So learn your basic and explore the field of research. The earlier you bring, the more motivated and proactive you will feel. And the sooner you will start getting results. First thing I always say, get your desk and chair. If you are on campus, you can get it. The EIT will organize you for it. Ask your supervisor to find you a place where you can be comfortable. This will be a place where you will spend most of your time. If you are not in the campus, you are working from off campus, then have a small secluded area in either your office or in place where you want to conduct your research, or at home or in a rumpus room or wherever it is, have one place. Make that place ergonomic because you're going to spend most of your time in that place. Get all the things that you usually like on your table. Don't forget the coffee mug. Yes, don't forget that coffee mug. Get all the office supplies that you need, whether it's pen, paper, whatever you need. Being organized will help you in the long run. The second advice I want to give you, do the paperwork. Remember, this is what happens many times. Students forget to do their paperwork, and it could be quite frustrating, especially in the earlier weeks. And I will tell you right now, you will have a lot of forms to fill. Get it over it quickly. Meet your supervisor. Don't forget. Don't be like someone who had met the supervisor the first day that they went to the institution, and the second time they met the supervisor when they were submitting the thesis after 3 years. That is a very awkward thing to do. But I know of people who have done that. Professors, remember, are very busy. You will need that person more than anything else. Try to fix regular meetings. Always keep track of your program. Whether you meet that person or not, send a weekly summary of what you have done and are doing now. Make this a habit. I always tell my students to give me a weekly log of what they have done. Your supervisor must know this in case you are having problems and you continue on with that topic. The sooner you know this, the better it is. Do not delay your problems. The third thing I want to say, choose your courses which are suitable. EIT has got a lot of, it's a boutique of subjects that you can choose for, but choose which will give you the appropriate credit depending on the course. Choose the proper subjects and try to finish the requirements in the first year. My fifth thing is read, 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 my friend. There's nothing better than reading. Read a lot of them. Read a lot of papers. Read a lot of journals. Read a lot of materials which is of your research. You will do this at the beginning of your DEng program. Be proactive and find relevant documents on your research topic. I think Google Scholar is a great place to start with. Ask your boss to send you some good papers to read. Make it a habit of reading at least 2 to 3 papers every day. I usually kept a box under my desk with 2 sections in and out. After reading the paper, I placed them in the out section. Most of the papers I put in the out section. If I like the paper, I make a note on the first page and file it somewhere for which it's useful. So it doesn't go in my junk basket, which was the bigger one. It went into that basket, which was a very small pile. Literature review is the sixth thing. Since we are reading papers, continue the literature review. Remember, it's not only experiments, there's also a critical analysis of the work that you have to do, and that will be done by literature review. You have to say that your work is unique, your work is something that no one else has done. Read in and out of all that is going on in your field. List things that still challenging or need to be done. That's what I call research gaps. Mark the hot topics and find where your research fits in. Therefore, reading paper is very important. Please read them, mark them, summarize them, organize them. Most students ignore this fact and jump right into the research. I wish someone had told me this before. Reading gives you a broad perspective of your research field in the initial stages. Again, my eighth advice, know what your peers and colleagues are doing. Knowing what your work is, knowing who you work with is essential. Find what other students are doing in this lab, if there is a lab that you're working in. Read the previous thesis in your group. Please find out how many papers the group usually publishes and where do they publish. Find out whether the group has developed some unique in-house technique or extended someone's work. Learn the structure of the thesis content in the group. Socialize and know who you can contribute to it, collaborate with. This is useful. You can ask for help when stuck. My ninth thing, know your research plan, and you should know it by heart. This sounds very confusing, right? But you need to have a vague idea of what you are doing. What problem are you trying to solve? What steps do you need to learn and follow to solve that problem? Give a try to this. You can split your DEng into 4 to 6 blocks or sub-projects. Each one should be ambitious enough and well defined to produce a publication. Otherwise, you're not being ambitious. Design it so that the first project is easy and will yield results soon. Why? So that boost up your motivation by seeing progress in early results. It's not a good idea to wait 2 to 3 years to see your first result. I can tell you that. Set a date and time in the future, say in 6 to 12 months, to review if your initial plan is going well or if you need to change direction. My 10th advice, write, 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 write. So read, 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 now write, write, write. Trust me, the most significant challenge you will ever face in the DEng will be to write. Write that one journal paper. It might take you 1 year to publish that journal paper. If you think that after writing 600 journal papers, I don't have difficulty, believe me, I put one journal paper last year and it's still not published. I'm still going to and fro between the editor and myself, correcting this, correcting that, trying to make sure that the reviewers are happy. Get into the habit of writing early, writing often as you can, as much as you can, so that by the time you write your dissertation, you will have become a fluent academic writer. Try to write every day. Learn the tools such as LaTeX or MS Word. Write small reports of your experiments or the paper you read. Always report your results in writing. Send this to your supervisor weekly, as I said. A weekly log will be good. This will make your life easy when writing that journal or conference paper by the set deadline. My 11th one, keep a small diary. Keep a pen and diary always with you to jot down that small idea when you get one. You never know. At 12 o'clock in midnight, you might get an idea. Jot it down. Because I've always found small things I tend to forget. You can never recall that same idea with the same clarity which you saw the previous midnight. Do not let it go waste. Even the stupidest idea should go into that diary. I suggest you go to conferences. Keep track of the conferences, especially locally and globally. You can check out some very good local conferences. Go for as many conferences as possible, small or big. You will know what is happening in your field and what other researchers are doing. You will meet experts from the same field. Then this will help you grow into your network. Practice presenting your work as much as possible. And that's where you get peer appreciation of your work. Get your face out there and practice, practice, practice. So I said, read, 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 write, write, write. And I'm saying practice, practice, practice. My 12th one, please stay healthy. Please stay healthy. Don't binge on cheese sandwiches, potato chips, burgers, instant ramen, right? Please stay healthy. Walk a lot. Do because you'll be sitting down most of the time. Do some physical exercise and keep yourself fit. Get the right fuel for your body and mind. Eat those veggies and grains. Don't get ill. You will lose substantial time you can have dedicated to your research. Keep your immune system strong. My 12th thing is teach and supervise. I think the best way of learning is by teaching. As a, um, you know, as a as someone who is uh, say a technical assistant or something like that, you can supervise undergraduates and you can meet new students. If you were here in the campus, either in Perth or Melbourne, you could be teaching in our undergraduate or postgraduate program. It's good practice for your future career if you wanted to join the academia. Lead your research, my friends. Take lead positions in your project. Produce new ideas and present them to your boss. Do not depend too much on your supervisor. Make sure you plan for what you want to do for the next 3 months. Find a good routine. This depends on person to person. Personally, I like to work from morning till evening. For others, nighttime is more suitable. It gives them a calm environment to work. I've seen many one when I was doing my doctoral qualification in England, I found that many people used to come at 12 o'clock midnight and used to work till 12 noon. Whatever it is, you get a routine of doing it. So whatever you choose, make sure you get enough sleep. This is one of the problems that I'm preaching, but I lost all my sleep when I did my doctoral. I don't sleep more than 4 hours. And I did my doctoral qualification about in 1982, which is quite a bit far. And some socialize, believe me, socialize. Nothing wrong going to footy, cricket, or doing whatever it is. Socialize with people. Spend some time with friends. Essential that you're available for friends and family. Take enough breaks and keep yourself hydrated. Finally, remember why you choose to do the DH. Everyone has the reason for doing the DH, and they have, believe me, they have loved it every day. They are what they are today because of that decision. Remember why you started in the first place. Keep your goals clear and know that there will be challenges along the way. Not going to be easy. When you get frustrated with a detail, remember the bigger scope. Connect to that feeling of pride and the importance of contributing to society's most significant problem for a very meager salary. A bit which has already been said by Barry earlier about EIT. I don't want to repeat this. It's already been done, so I will skip this slide. What is the EIT's DEng program? It's very flexible. The delivery model is online via unique methodology. Supervisors that are there are from all over the world. Is not confined to Australia, not confined to South Africa or whatever it is, right? All over the world, whoever is the best person for the job. One of the criteria is that UIT has made that they will give you as a student the best supervisor in the world, the most experienced one, and they will have a second supervisor who will be a young EIT academic. Most of our work that we have, because this is an industry oriented work, it wants to be focused to industry problem. So there is a win-win situation both for industry and academia. Is work integrated? You can link your education to workplace issues and solve problems, and those problems that you are passionate about and you want an innovative and flexible solution. Remember, it's research. So you have to do independent investigation. You will find in the first year your supervisor knows more than you. In the second year, both you and your supervisor know the same thing. In the third year, you're way ahead of the supervisor in that topic. Contribution. It gives you the best and the highest award. So there you have contributed significantly. to the development. In particular, at EIT, we only have engineering, that Doctor of Engineering program, so the highest qualification. In summary and conclusion, my first thing is good luck on the journey. I did tell you the journey. DEng at EIT is challenging expedition to frontiers of human knowledge. No matter the outcome, you will gain and learn a lot about your field and about yourself. So this is how you will see the whole world. You might be all alone in this cliff. And the best thing about the future, and that's what you're talking about, that it only comes one day at a time. Remember, you'll be doing research which will be used not only in this year, next year, but maybe 20 to 30 years beyond that. I still remember my doctoral program. They were still developing the program. My my hardware that I built, the prototype, 10 years after it completed my doctoral qualification, and only after 20 years it came into the marketplace. So it does take a time, but the best thing is that this future is very good, and the best thing is that it only comes one day at a time. Thank you very much, Barry. With that, I've completed my presentation.
Thanks, Professor Kalam. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the session, that I will be opening the lines for anyone who would like to engage with Professor Kalam. So if you can just put your name in the comments, and I can be able to open your line. You can just type your name, or you can just raise your hand, and then I will see you. All right, Surek, I see you. I'm just going to quickly open your microphone. There you go. Welcome, Surek.
Sirag, go ahead, Sirag.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Kalam, for the nice presentation. I really like it. And I have just finished my master's degree, and I'm seriously considering doing a DEng program. But currently, maybe I will do the program after 1 or 2 years. In the meanwhile, what is your advice? What can I do to prepare best for the program before applying for the program? I saw your advice was very informative. Read, and write, and practice. It's very informative. But the big problem is now what that I'm facing is trying to come up the research topic and to narrow that research topic. So what can I do to prepare best for the program? I have almost 2 or 3 years before I start my program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Siraj. First thing, I will ask a counter question. Are you working in the industry, or you are just a normal 18-year-old kid?
No, I'm working the industry.
Very good, very good. That makes it a lot easier. If you're working in the industry, I would suggest, and this is my honest and very very sincere suggestion. Look at the problem in the industry that you're working. Find out a problem either by observing or by discussing with your colleagues. What is that industry that you're working in? Is there a problem that you would like to, that the industry would like to pursue? That's my first thing. Second thing is that, are you working in the industry which is to your area of interest? Say, for argument's sake, you might be driving a taxi. I'm just using that, right? And you want to do a PhD in mechanical engineering. So you might not find the two that is uh, talking to each other. So if you're working in an industry which is to the area of interest, believe me, Siraj, you can find a lot of problems over there. And then once you have the problem, I would suggest go and do a Google search. Very simple. I'm not trying to make you very difficult thing. And find out what one or two papers, I'm not saying go through the whole realm of thing and see what others are doing in that area. Don't look at work which is beyond 10 years because in engineering, 1 or 2 years or 3 years is more than enough and technology will change. Have I given you enough, Siraj, to do?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much you have given me. And just to add more details, actually, I'm an instrumentation control engineering,
Yeah.
and my
If you're
industry now,
interested in power engineering, you can also write to me. That's my area of specialty, and I can
yeah,
tell you where the direction is.
yeah,
And I would
my
suggest that it's not a bad idea if you can get hold of one or two people. If it is electrical, there's no problem. You can always write to me. But if it's any other area, you can write to the course supervisor, coordinator. His name is Dr. Sharma, Sharma. He's based in Melbourne, and he can pass it to appropriate supervisors to help you. But if it is power, I heard you said power engineering. If it's power engineering,
industrial
there's no
automation,
problem. I'm
industrial automation.
supposed to be one of the. I shouldn't say much. I better keep quiet. Okay, Siraj.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I'm actually industrial automation.
Oh, that's very good. You just send it to someone. Send it to be Dr. Sharma or someone like that. They will they will send it to appropriate people if you want to discuss something. But if you want to do it on your own, which is the best, it's not a bad idea because if you take the ownership, you find that you will do a better job than doing someone else's job. Right, Sarag?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes.
Barry, can we go to the next person?
Thanks, Arax. Thanks very much. I'm just checking. Anyone who wanted to engage again? Anyone with a comment or a feedback?
Come on, there are 10 people. Asante, Itubelang, John, Mohammed, Sanjeev, Sholofilo. Anyone, any comments, any good, bad, it doesn't make any difference. This is a free world, mate. Any comments, Asante? Itumelang, anything from you? Sirag has still got his hand up. Sirag, sorry, Barry, Sirag is.
I saw it Dumeleng. I'm just gonna open the line for Itumeleng. Hi, Itumeleng. You can go ahead.
I think he has made a mistake. He doesn't know how to lower the hand, Barry.
Hi, Itumeleng.
Hello.
There's
Yes,
Itu Milang. He's in the line also.
Hello.
yes, Itumeleng. You can go ahead.
No, I just wanted to thank the prof for the inspiring presentation. And I just wanted to assure him that I've saved his notes. I will follow and I'll study. Then I will also get in touch with him when I'm ready to start.
It'd be a pleasure, mate. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
We are here to help you. We are,
Yes, sir.
by the way, this is not like an undergraduate program that it is just to get student numbers. We are not interested in big numbers uh, because this is a very specialized area and it is a tough one. It is not an easy one, Itu, and therefore I
Yes.
said that we are here to help you to find your directions because we think that if you are successful, then EIT will be successful.
Yes, sir. I have currently enrolled in civil engineering, civil and structural engineering.
Yeah.
So yes, which means I'll keep on preparing
Yep.
for for see
Just,
myself
just,
reaching the level
yeah.
of PhD.
Just when you go through all that, you will find the list of supervisors and look
Yes,
at the list of the supervisors and look at those who are working in the civil and structural area. I don't know whether you want to go on the water side or the structure side, and then
yes,
try and contact that person if they exist in that list. If they don't exist in that list, contact the course coordinator, Dr. Sharma, as he told you, and he will find a supervisor for you.
yes, sir.
Okay, Dumilan, thanks very much for sharing your input.
Thank you, sir.
Again, just sharing, Dumilan, just for your information, we will be also sharing the slides with you as well. So just check your emails. Anyone with another question?
There's Sholofilo. Barry, there's Sholofilo.
Hi, little fellow, welcome. Yeah, just open for him. Hi, solo fellow. Hi, solo fellow, welcome.
Hello?
Hi, solo fellow. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, no, thank you. Morning. Mine, I was just saying, I wanted to thank the professor for the presentation. It was so informative. And I hope we got the right information at the right time. And I'm so thankful for the presentation. Thank you, Prof.
You're very welcome, Sholofilo. You will get it within 2 days. This is the commitment EIT has made. So you will get a copy of the presentation and the recording if you're interested. I don't know which Barry will send, but I'm sure he'll send it all. This is the commitment EIT, and remember that this is the first of a series of such type of presentation. Next time it will be a different presentation. So remember that we will be having not only this presentation, and I can definitely tell you at the moment, okay, the type of presentations we are going to have. The next one will be developing the research topic. Then the following one will be research methodology from an academic perspective. Then the fourth one will be improving research quality and impact. The fifth one will be thesis writing and structure. Then seventh one will be presenting research. The eighth one will be navigating the world of academic publishing. The ninth one will be human ethics and research integrity. So we have series of such type of uh, eight such type of presentation to help you in the journey. This is before you start the journey to make sure that you are aware of what you are jumping into. Is that clear, Sholofelo?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, solo fellow. Asante, did you want to say something? Did you want to add something? Anyone?
I think they're very tired, and it is nearly end of time, Barry. And
Yeah.
I think I would like personally to say thank you to all those were present, especially Asante, Itumelang, John, Mohammed, Sanjeev, Siraj, Sholafelo, and anyone else whom I have missed out. Wish you all the best. There is something Mohammed Salama has written. I already have a
Le-
PhD, he says. Let me read that, what he has written. Very interesting. Mohammed Salama says, I already have a PhD in engineering. Just want to know what would Professor Kalam say about it. What he said was very important. I wish if someone had told me 20 years ago. You're very right. I wish I also knew about this, Mohammed. It's not only you. I also have a PhD in engineering. I wish someone had told me about the DEng program even then. But I mean, to be frank with you, Mohammed, is that if you have a PhD, then it is all right. But if you want a practical world type of PhD, the DEng will be a solution. And it wouldn't be, if you want to consider it, if you have got the time, the energy, and the drive to do it, it wouldn't be a bad idea after your PhD to do a DEng. What's wrong? You have seen many people having a double PhD, a double DEng, so there's nothing wrong. If you have got a good topic, you might want to have a go. And by the way, 20 years ago, you started your PhD. I started my PhD 50 years ago. Right, Mohammed?
Mohammed, did you want to add something? I actually just opened your line if you want to have a quick chat.
Okay, good on you. He doesn't
Oh,
have a
well,
line. He's on a desktop
yep,
and he
makes
can't
sense.
speak. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you very much for your very kind comments. But if you need anything from us, Mohammed, don't be scared or afraid or shy of talking to us. Thank you very much. I understand. Right.
Okay. I think that's about it, unless if there's
That's
one
about
thing
it.
that you wanted to add, Professor Kram.
Yep. No problem. You would like to end? There are one or two more slides left for you, I think, Barry.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't forget that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the important one.
Yeah, just quickly sharing as we are wrapping up. So if you want to interested in studying our DEng, so we have an upcoming intake, 22nd of July. That is an online mode. And then if you're interested in studying on campus, whether you want to go to Perth or you want to go to Melbourne, application the course will be starting on the 29th of July. So you can email me should you want to know further about the application process, more especially for on campus. I will assist you with the application process. I will connect you with one of our partners. For more information, you can always just go on the website to read more about our course schedule. Okay, upcoming doctoral webinars. We have another one that is coming on the 6th of June, developing the research topic. We have 4th of July, research methodology. 1st of August, improving research quality and impact. 5th September, thesis writing and structure. 3rd of October, presenting research. 7th of November, navigating the world of academic publishing. And then the last one of the year, human ethics and research integrity. So yeah, you can just always go on our website and just ensure that you register for this webinars. Thanks, Tolofelo. I just need your help, just a quick survey. So if you have your phone with you, you can just scan the QR code. We just want to hear your suggestions or any feedbacks you might have with regarding to this session. So if you can just take out your phone and scan the QR code. I will also just put the link on the other side. If you can just, if you can just follow that link to complete our short survey form. Just gonna paste it here. Yeah, just want to hear all your comments and your feedbacks. Thanks, Professor. All right, ladies and gents, on that note, I just want to say thank you very much for joining today, our very first session of Doctorate. And we're looking forward to have you more and more in the upcoming sessions, and have a great day further. Thanks very much. Thanks, Asante. Thanks all. Bye.
Very much, Betty, for organizing this and your emceeing. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.